been up to since 1983?
Um, well, I go back in a little bit further. Um, my future was kind of changed because I did have full scholarships, to play some ball at you know, two really major universities.
Mm-hmm.
So since I wasn't going to college, I said, well, hey, I'll just go to work. So I ended up going on a vacation trip to Houston, Texas with my uncle. And then I met another uncle down there. And long story short, my uncle in Houston said, hey, man, you just need to get away, because I had a real bad knee injury. So I was still kind of limping around, recovering from that and everything. So he's like, man, just come down here and just chill. And that was cool. So, long story short, um, I lived in Houston like, I think it was like 8 years, 6, 8 years, however it was, so long ago. Um, and then after I lived in Houston, um, I moved to Dallas, Texas, where I stayed in Dallas about 4 or 5 years. And then after that, I moved back to Oklahoma in like 90, I want to say 92, around 92, 92, 93. So um, I worked at the Job Corps Center where I became a lead cafeteria guy. Um, then I went from, that was only in like 6 months. Then I left the cafeteria at Job Corps and I went to the warehouse at Job Corps. And next couple of months, I became a warehouse manager out there. And I left there in 94, yeah, 94, and I went to AutoQuip, which you know very well. Hey, me and your dad worked together out there for over 30 years. So I spent my next 30 years at AutoQuip. I retired, and it's been a whole bunch of other things that happened in between then. So um, I met my wife now that we've been married for uh, 12 years. In between the both of us, we have 7 children. Um, I have 5 biological. She has 2 biological, so she got 5 bonus children. I got 2 bonus children.
And her name is?
Lynn Smith,
Okay.
and we actually ended up um, putting together a great plan for ourselves. You know, we sat down and we discussed, how we wanted to do things and how we wanted things to go. I tell you, when I met her, I actually had like a yellow notebook pad, and I'm saying, ask her these questions, and like giving her an interview, which I think is okay to a degree because we always want to know about somebody, before we commit and say, I do. So I think we pretty much had it straight, and we just put our nose to the grind. We put our nose to the grind. Everything didn't come overnight. We lived very, very not poor, but we just lived very sufficient. And we watched our finances, you know, down to the last penny. So I wanted to meet somebody who took me just the way I was. And at that time, I was broke. I was broke. I wanted somebody to marry Jon Smith and Jon Smith. So that's my life story on that. like I said, it's a bunch of stuff that happened in between, then and now, and this is what we ended up with. 12 years later of being dedicated to each other
What a blessing.
and being dedicated to the struggle. It's a struggle out there, man. You walk outside them doors. I mean, the bear gonna jump on you, the monkey gonna jump on your back. you know,
You already know.
it's a lot, man. It's a lot. So that's my life story right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Class of '83, you host these Class of '83 reunions, and I'm sure there's a specific purpose for you doing that. And I'm sure that's because you love your class of 1983.
Oh yeah, man. We the rock, man. We the rock.
Well, tell me a little bit about your Class of '83. What makes y'all such a tight knit group?
I can only say that it's just what the Lord will do for you. Is first thing I can say, and the second thing I can say is, man, we just always kind of been around together since kindergarten days, and we just kind of stuck together throughout, our kindergarten days. Now, we actually decided to get together and started hosting at somebody's house every year. It's just my turn to host it.
Okay.
Last year we had it at Gina Davis's house, Gina Harriman. You interviewed her, and we had it at her house last year. And I think it was like our first time trying to do that. And this year we had it at my house. So, and next year we're probably going to have it over somebody else's house. And that's what we want to continue to do. Now, the camaraderie, how do you say that word, between us, it just goes way back, man. I can tell you way back when we were in kindergarten and we were in grade school, me, Eddie J, Ben Harden, all of us, man, we always hung together. We played basketball together. We played basketball against each other, in Pee Wee leagues. And Ben will tell you, his team, they used to kick the hell out of us. But they had a stacked team.
Yeah.
They had a stacked team. But but we still competed. I mean, I remember we were the Eagles for a minute, and then Cowboys for a minute. So I mean, we just all stuck together. And I can even tell you, even when we got in the ninth grade, how one time a senior guy came over there because he was dating somebody in the ninth grade or something. Anyway, I don't really know how it went down, but I just remember that he come over there going to try to jump on one of our ninth graders. Yeah. So next thing you know, this dude is surrounded, and we like, make a move if you want to. So he casually went back over to the high school side. So that's how we stuck together. I mean, we had our battles, we had our differences, but I just think that we had such a togetherness that it just really couldn't nobody break apart. So that's what I really appreciate about my classmates.
Absolutely, and I can see that. Sitting down with a few of your classmates and talking to them. They all had nothing but great things to say.
Yeah.
There's of course the struggle is going to be there, but overall, y'all were really, really tight knit, and y'all always had a bunch of stories that y'all remember. One of those stories I remember right off the top of my head was about a gentleman who had I guess some kind of off-road, not a dirt bike, but a four-wheeler, and y'all were getting ready to graduate. And he come jumping up over the hill and all that. So I kept hearing all these funny stories. Do you have a funny story yourself with your class?
Oh man, we had class clowns, man, and I wasn't really a class clown. I was kind of like a tag along, but the class clowns was Ben Harden. I'm gonna name him. Elton Lewis, Chick. They were like the ringleaders. Darius Bonner always came up with the plan, and me and Hughes always kind of stood in the background and helped them carry it all out. You know,
Support system.
so I can tell you one time we were in English class, and Miss Perry. Now, a lot of people used to say Miss Perry was scary. Well, she was scary because it's like she never combed her hair. Her hair was like always all around her head, and she was a very, very pale white woman, very pale. And but I'm gonna tell you, before I finish this story, I love that woman. That was the best, one of the best English teachers that I ever had. She couldn't. She could always explain very, very well. So, anyway, and very, very disciplined. We would come into class one time. You know, when the first bell rings, you got to be in the class. Second bell ring, you can't be standing beside your seat. You can't be doing nothing else. You got to be in your chair. So Darius Bonner, he decided to put a tack in Darius Hunter's chair. We had two Dariuses, and one we called Lulu and one we called Boo Man. So Darius Bonner put that tack in Darius Hunter's chair. So when that second bell rang, you know, because he's always last one come running in trying to beat that bell. So we all sit there, and boy, he sat down that tack, and that bell, he went to sit down. He hit that tack, and he jumped up. He said, "Ow!" And half the class laughed. You know, Miss Perry, she never turned around, and she gave 3/4 of the class a detention for laughing. Yes. So that was one of the funniest things that I ever experienced in there. We were all in home ec one time, and man, we was in there with Susan Newman, Lisa King, Twyla Tisworth, Colette Blue, Sansa Ray Blue. It was me, Daryl, Bonner, Elton Lewis, Chris Roper. We were all in home ec. And so we had this big cook-off against the girls. And man, we wasn't half cooking back then. The bros wasn't, you know. The fellas weren't half cooking. So we and I'm sorry to tell y'all this now, you know, but hey, we had to win. So we put they was making pancakes. So we put baking soda in their pancake mix. That's how we won. Y'all remember that?
Y'all was wrong for that one.
Yeah.
Now y'all know.
That's how we pulled that off, you know. Cause they was like, "Oh, ours tastes funny." We was like, "Yeah, it sure do," you know.
Oh,
so yeah, I mean, you know, man, those were the times, man.
absolutely.
You know, those were the times, man. And I wouldn't change my friends, my classmates, man. I wouldn't change that, you know, for nothing, man. I mean, we were all just supportive of each other, you know. So I really enjoyed that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so, looking at how things are today, what are some things you think have changed as far as Guthrie since the class of 1983? Do you think things are better off now than they were in '83, or what type of change would you want to see if there is any change?
Well, as far as change overall, I mean, I think that we've done Guthrie's better. I mean, in some cases, I think Guthrie's still the same. When I say in the same, I think it's still the a certain group of you know white people that's still running Guthrie, that's still stuck in they old ways that a black man ain't supposed to have this, or anybody else of color ain't supposed to have that. I kind of I see that every blue moon now. Now, as far as things changing for the better, I mean, you know, there is a whole lot of change that I see now. When I moved away, for instance, when I moved away, we had certain teams that we played. Oh, you was always the N word, you know, and then the uh, the white guys that we played with, they were the N word lovers, and that's what they actually were calling us, you know, when we played people. But we wasn't worried about, you know, the name calling and all that. Only thing we did, man, we put that bike on them. When I say bike, that's the name of a helmet, BIKE. Yeah. That's the name of them shoulder pads. Yeah. You know, we put that equipment on them, you know, legally. And when I had moved away, and when I came back, uh, I had noticed that, I mean, I was really in shock behind this. It was some schools that we had played against that was calling us the N word, you know, all that kind of stuff. They had actually, man, had uh, people of color running backs that they never had. And I could name uh, 4 schools right off the bat, but I won't name them. But yeah, when I came back, I was like, what? They got a black running back? Are you serious? Yeah. So, and I can even take you on back further when I was a kid. Some of the change that has come along in Guthrie, which I think is just good now. I remember Ben will tell you about this story. We'd go get Ben, and of course Ben, he was like, you know, he always hung around us. Him, Ben, Chris Cowden, my man, Big B, Bowman, David Bowman. I mean, you know, those were my boys. Those were my boys. You know, I love them guys to death, man. And we would go get Ben and a few other guys. I know they don't want me to name them. They were white. They were our buddies. We'd go up to Ben Franklin. See, a lot of people don't remember Ben Franklin. So we'd take those people in there with us, our white friends, and when we went in there by ourselves, well, the people in the store would always watch us. Oh, these black guys in here, you know, they were racial profiling. Of course, at that time, I didn't know nothing about that stuff. I'm like, well, watching them Ben them over there, you know. Right. So Ben them was like stealing everything, you know what I mean? You know, so, and we just go in there and just walk around. I remember we'd walk all upstairs. We'd take them all upstairs. It'd be like 2 people following us all upstairs. And shoot, man, the other guys downstairs, man, you know, they able to take a couple pieces of candy and everything for everybody. I mean, you know, so I just think that Guthrie's come a long way from the racial tensions, you know, and I want to say, I would like to say that, you know, I think that my class had a lot to do with it. I mean, you know, I look at, you know, Penrod, I look at Pickle, you know, them my white sisters, you know, they actually had a Pickle them. They actually, you know, helped put in my security system in my house, you know. So, I mean, you know, and Judy, Penrod, I mean, she's like our older sister. I mean, you know, I love the way that she does things. You know, she is on our class committee. You know, she keeps uh, everybody together. She keeps everybody informed. You know, so she's the one that got me on the committee. And I'll tell you what happened real quick too. But I hope this interview ain't too long.
Oh no, you were just fine.
So, well, I'm the host, so I can be as long as I want. You know what I'm saying? You know. So anyway, we was putting this together, and of course, I didn't put it together by myself. I had Gina. Thank you, Gina, out there. Shots out. Pickle, Penrod. You know, thank y'all for y'all support and y'all help. I mean, they came to me and they called me all the time. John, you need help with anything? I can bring this. You need to come out there before that. And I ain't gonna forget my homeboy, Clinton Betcham. Thank you, for helping out a whole lot. But anyway, um, we were planning this, and I told him what I was gonna serve, what I'm gonna cook. I said, well, we're gonna have barbecue ribs, we're gonna have barbecue chicken. Um, we had macaroni and cheese and all that. So I text Penrod and I say, now, which one of y'all gonna bring the collard greens? And she texts me back. She say, Smitty, you know white folks don't cook greens. And see, and that's the kind of freedom and kind of camaraderie that we have where, I mean, I didn't take that as if, well, only what? What you trying to say? Only white people cook greens? No, right. Man. Ben's wife, Charlotte Faye, man, look here, I'm going to tell you, she throw down some funky cold Medina on some greens. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I mean, we just don't look at, I don't know if we just ever seen color as us being, because we are a different color, we need to be treated anything less or worse. We always treated people accordingly. So that's what I love about my class.
Absolutely.
So I know that if I'm going through something, I could reach out to my classmates. I don't care what color they are. I've never seen them as a color. I just always judge them by, how they help people out and how they, treat me. So, yeah, man, I mean, I run with 83 all day.
Absolutely.
Night and day.
So I've been hearing, also through the interviews, I heard a lot about sports. I heard that y'all are the greatest Guthrie Blue Jay team to have ever been. Tell me a little bit about y'all sports. How good were y'all really?
Man, we were outstanding, man. We had athletes everywhere. I mean, we had athletes in every position. Now, I can sit here and say that we were the greatest. I mean, just because of 1983. I just think we were just some bad son guns in that era. I'll say in the 80s. But I just think that when my son came through and they won the state championship in the 2000s, they the one that kind of started it off. Because Guthrie had never won a state championship in like 99 years. So, and then in came my nephews after my son. Now, I have to really sit there and argue that I kind of think they were if you want to put them in every category, I think they were the greatest team to ever start the trend. I mean, it's a Michael Jordan, LeBron debate. I mean, we all had athletes, and I think it would have been probably a bunch of concussions if my team would have played against, like my son's team or my nephew's them team, which consisted of, the Callens, Clayton Smith, Skylar Smith. Man, they had bone crushers. They had people that would put you to sleep. We had people that would put you to sleep. So, man, it's just debatable, but man, we were cold blooded. We were cold blooded, man, and they had a better coach. Max Smiley, I'm sorry, bless your heart, and but you need a coach that can relate. And that's what I think about the class of 83. Man, we could relate. So, man, it didn't matter, man, if you played golf, tennis, was the janitor. Man, if you was with our class, man, yeah, you with us. You come hang out with us. Man, we was just getting a tennis team together back, way back then. You know, everybody else had been playing tennis for years, and I was like, man, we got a tennis team, what? You know. So, but hey, man, it's real simple, man. I would just say we weren't the greatest, but I'm gonna tell you, we were one of the baddest ass classes to come through GHS.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So awesome. Is there anything before we get out of here? Is there anything you would like to say to everybody watching this interview today? Any message you want to send out to your classmates and to the world?
Man, I just want to say to my classmates, uh, man, it's good to be in a class, with you all. You know, we had, our ups and downs. Man, we lost, you know, some great people, along the way. Lost Big B, Big Bonner, Lulu, lost Elton Lewis, Chick. We lost Carla Nephew, and you know, I got one that I really love, which we used to call, the Beast. That was Stuart Cow. You know, uh, last I seen him, he wasn't doing really great, but hey, man, hang in there, Stewie. We love you, brother. Shout out to him. That's the best linebacker ever to come through Guthrie High School. Oh my God, a dude take on the car. Seen him punch out a windshield one time. That's how just tough he was. He was just tough like that. And um, Eddie J, Captain Crunch, Daryl Hughes, Ben Harden, man, Bowman, Betcham, Biggs, man. I just appreciate all y'all coming out here, and the people I didn't name, and the people who didn't make it. Um, Man, y'all missed out on a great time. You know, Penrod, Pickle, Gina, man, thank y'all for helping put this on, help keep this going, um, and just uh, keep it moving. We're just going, 83. We're just gonna keep on, we're gonna keep on keeping it on. So that's it, my man. That's all I gotta say to my classmates. Hey, man, y'all stay safe out there. Uh, you know, we got a world that's trying to divide us. Don't buy into the bush. Shoot. Okay. Uh, we're gonna stay focused. We're gonna keep our eye on the prize. That's what God wants us to do. And that's it, man. You know, you know, loveliness is being like togetherness. That's what it is, brother. So I sure thank you, man.
Man, for